Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
Since 2009, Supergiant Games has deftly balanced storytelling with addictive, excessive gameplay, bringing us Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. Their newest effort, Hades, builds on that philosophy, and the results are magnificent.
Stupid boy. I told you nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead. So how was your wanton ransacking of my domain?
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
The tale begins as Prince Zagreus, son of Hades, attempts to escape the underworld and reach Mount Olympus. Along the way, he's aided by Olympian gods and other mythological figures like the boatman Charon and hero Achilles. Over the course of repeated escape attempts, conversations with the expansive cast of characters reveal key information about their plight while also shaping Zagreus' motivations and ultimate objective. There's a staggering number of unique interactions between the prince and the underworld denizens that are worth discovering, and even after you successfully escape, there is much to learn about each of them.
Family. Death is your only family. Death and I. Best to get accustomed to the both of us.
Hades is a roguelike, so each run lasts anywhere from 5 to 35 minutes, depending on how long you survive. The 4 main zones of Tartarus, Asphodel, Elysium, and the Temple of Styx remain in that order, but enemy composition, room layouts, and upgrades are randomized on every run. Each zone has specific enemy types and a unique aesthetic to differentiate them from one another, while the weapon you decide to bring adds even more variation. Foes include the likes of melee-focused thugs and numbskulls to ranged specialists like Gorgons and Satyr cultists. At the end of each zone, a powerful boss awaits, eager to send you back to where you started. Combat is frantic and incredibly satisfying. The 6 weapons can be unlocked with keys obtained during runs, and while each of them has a normal and special attack, they vary considerably from one another. The Stygian blade is a solid combo with knockback abilities that encourages aggression, while Coronoct, the bow, fires slow, powerful arrows that keep you safer from a distance. Slamming foes into walls and other objects deals additional damage, while dashing and staying mobile is critical for survival. Alongside every weapon, you also have a ranged spell that's cast as a thrown object, which can only be retrieved when the target dies or after a certain amount of time passes. Furthermore, deadly traps can crush your hopes of escape in an instant, while carefully using them against enemies can make each chamber more manageable. Even after dozens of hours in the same environments, combat remains immensely enjoyable. Each weapon is viable and fun to use, while getting a handful of desired upgrades not only changes how the weapons handle, but raises the stakes on individual runs. Even in failure, consistently rewarding upgrades and meaningful character advancement make every trek through the underworld a new and exciting prospect.
Impossible.
During each run, the gods of Olympus will grant Zagreus temporary boons to aid him in his efforts. These grant various buffs like poison effects, chain damage, or increased mobility depending on which are offered at the time. The boons can dramatically alter the way you approach combat situations, with synergy playing a large role in optimal builds. After successfully completing a chamber, you're granted a reward such as the aforementioned boons, increased health, or various currencies used to acquire items and upgrades. Doors to adjoining rooms display which types of prizes you'll get for completing the next chamber, so you can chart your course according to your needs and desires.
I feel all tingly.
The House of Hades acts as a hub in between escape attempts. Here, Zagreus can talk to key characters like Nyx, Cerberus, and Hades himself. Work orders and the Mirror of Night offer permanent upgrades, while the Chef trades rewards for caught fish. The Wretched Broker can exchange currencies for a price, and you can practice fighting techniques with Skelly. There are also records of your previous escape attempts, and the Book of Fates offers optional side objectives with huge rewards. After a failed or even successful escape effort, it's nice to break up the action and discuss current events with the house inhabitants.
I'm open to a change of climate, even if it gets a bit uncomfortable.
Your early attempts will most likely start out bumpy, as upgrades are vital to escape the depths of the underworld. Acquiring enough of the many types of currencies makes subsequent runs much more manageable. Darkness can be spent on a slew of permanent stat buffs like increased backstab damage, additional health, and better chances of finding rare boons. Gemstones can be used to build new tools and facilities like restorative fountain chambers or decorations to customize your quarters. Nectar and ambrosia can be given to NPCs to increase your bonds for additional bits of lore and other rewards. Meanwhile, Titan blood is used to upgrade and transform weapons, sometimes dramatically changing how they're used. Even if you prefer a specific weapon, a random one is granted Dark Thirst before each run, which rewards extra darkness and gems, incentivizing you to branch out and experiment with the entire arsenal.
All right, let's give it another shot.
There's a lot to think about during each run, but it's presented in such a clear way at a steady pace that it's never overwhelming. Do you want to go all in on trying to escape or just farm darkness and gemstones? Do you want a lot of boons, or would you rather upgrade the few you have? Every one of the weapons, boons, currencies, and upgrades in Hades is meaningful, further adding to the constant feeling of variety and progression.
I can take it.
After the first successful escape, the Pact of Punishment is unlocked, which allows you to add difficulty modifiers in exchange for additional rewards. Without spoiling anything, earning the true ending of Hades requires multiple successful escapes. While unlocking everything takes an enormous amount of time, you run across most of the enemy types and bosses fairly early on, eventually leading to some fatigue. Despite fighting many of the same enemies in the same environments though, new ways to engage with encounters, upgrades, and even a few new enemies pop up when you least expect them, contributing to dozens and dozens of hours of satisfying dungeon crawling.
I see you've decided to come home. Changed your mind yet? Or looking for more pain and suffering?
Supergiant Games' audio-visual style remains excellent with a hand-drawn look similar to their previous works. Exceptional and varied voice acting ensures you become intimately attached to the memorable cast, like the shy and flustered Dusa or the more laid-back Hypnos. The music is a highlight that really heightens the energy of intense encounters and boss fights with glorious guitar work. There's also a range of different styles available to listen to at the Hall of Hades, for a price, of course. Hades is one of the best roguelikes you can play. An interesting cast of characters anchored by the lovable Zagreus is worth learning about, while the seemingly never-ending upgrades always provide something to work towards. A few more bosses and environments would have helped the long road toward the true ending, but with so much weapon and build variety, each run offers a unique and rewarding trip through the underworld.
Nice place you got here, boyo. Name's Skelly, how's it going? But enough with the small talk already. I'm here to do a job. So let me have it. Give me everything you got.
I don't remember having you on payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor?
Oh, I'm not about to wrap my sources, pal. Just try and beat it out of me.
If you insist.
Eager for more thoughts on Hades? Check out our recent episode of Frame Trap for 20 minutes of discussion, plus further impressions of other games like 13 Sentinels. All of our videos are made possible by generous viewers just like you. Contribute at patreon.com/easyallies to help us make more. For just $1 a month, you can gain access to weekly updates, spoiler discussions, and exclusive shows.